Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of the Chocolate Sheikh. Inshallah, today I'd like to deal with keeping in step with the Black radical tradition. And by that, I mean keeping with the philosophies, keeping with or in the spirit of what it is that Black Americans have always done to put check on what's going on with Western imperialism, how it is that the West operates in the rest of the world, and who makes them responsible, who can put the brakes on them, who can put a mirror up to their faces and remind them of their own philosophies, or who it is that can, for lack of a better expression, teach these people civilization, teach them how to be civil, and how it is that you get along with the rest of the world, how you get in and fit in. This is something that Black Americans have been good at, not because we just are. It has been because we've been forced to survive. So what are we aiming at? I'm talking about, or what I'd like to address today, is what's going on again in Palestine, Israel. What's going on in Gaza and now the West Bank, and additionally, Lebanon. So the Israelis, that is the state of Israel, and I'll call these people Israelis. They are like any other nation, a hodgepodge of different groups, different types of Jewish people. They're not all Jewish people there, of course. There amongst them are Arabs and others, Christians, Muslims, people who practice Judaism. Amongst the Muslims, you have different stripes. Amongst the Jews, you have different stripes. And of course, amongst the secular folks, you have different stripes. You have people who are Zionists, you have people who are not Zionists. So when I speak about the Israelis in these videos, I'm not talking about them as one people. I'm trying to respect the fact that they are many people, just like if somebody make a strike against America, right? Some type of verbal strike against America. I want people to realize that don't count me amongst those people who are supporting these war causes, and don't count me amongst the persons who support, Western hegemony and Western domination and, the stealings of lands and properties and people's natural resources. I don't want to be looked at as a part of that because I'm American. No more than some Israeli could be sitting in Israel right now feeling the same way that I feel about the genocide that's going on against the Palestinians in Gaza, right? These territorial thefts that are going on, right? All this in the name of Israeli expansionism. So we recognize that when we speak about these Israelis, when I speak about them today, we're not talking about all of them. I'm specifically talking about those who support what it is that's going on with this genocide against the Palestinians, the stealing of their lands and their properties, and also the Israelis overstepping and going into other nations like Lebanon. It's mighty funny how when other folks do this, like the Russians against their foes, they're criticized. Now, the Israelis have gone into not only Gaza and the West Bank, but now they're going into Lebanon, and our nation applaud that. And we have our politicians and the people who are the news broadcasters. All of these people are now supporting what it is that Israel is doing. And they are supporting because they are framing the news, and the politicians are framing these actions as something that the Israelis have a right to do to defend themselves. And we know that's all bull. This is the same thing that the Americans said as they started to genocide off the Native American here on these soils, right? The very place where I'm sitting right now giving this particular speak or this particular talk is one of the places where the Europeans came in, the European settlers came in, and they wiped out the natives that were right here hundreds of years ago where I sit. Right? So we understand the mission. We know what these people do and how they frame it, right? They frame it in the cowboys against the Indians, when in fact it was nothing of the sort. You had European settlers coming in here and they were genociding off the people that were native here to take the land and to build a country that they wanted to build. That's what they did. And that's all that's going on right now in Palestine/Israel. It's the same thing happening in our lifetime, right before our very eyes. We have some European peoples who just happen to be Jewish. Some of them not only practice Judaism, some of them just Zionists. You know, they might be considering themselves Jews through some type of conversion their ancestors made, because they're not the original Jews that are spoken about in scripture for sure. But these people are regular European types doing what European peoples do, right? They leave their lands, they come into other people's lands, they steal and kill and take the natural resources and, you know, try to establish their kingdoms. This is all that's going on here. I bring this up today to say that we have an election coming up, and we have both parties that are supportive of the genocide. Former President Trump has basically all but said, we're going to let them finish the job. You know, put me in office and I'll let you finish the job. This is what he signaled to AIPAC. AIPAC is the PAC that has been given money to causes in America to establish the state of Israel and make sure the state of Israel has American support. VP Harris and President Biden both have signaled that they're going to continue the genocide. We have to remember the genocide is being done under Biden, not Trump. It's being done under Biden. And he's allowing it. Now he's given more ammunition and he's given stronger bombs. They just used 2 of those bombs to kill the leader of Hezbollah, Nasrallah. They just gave them not only the bombs to do it, but clearly they gave them permission to do it, because everything is quiet. And about 700 people were killed between those 2 bombs to kill one man. They killed 700 Lebanese to kill one man. That just happened a couple of days ago. 700 lives of Lebanese were taken to kill one man. Can you imagine if someone dropped a bomb somewhere in America and killed 700 Americans to try to take out one person, what this country would do and what the people around the world would say? Can you imagine, just for a second, don't even make it America, anywhere where you have white folks, white people, can you imagine if somebody took a bomb and killed 700 white people to take out one white man? What would happen? This world would be on fire today. Surely we would be in World War III. This world would be on fire. The same way that the Americans raced out, attacking everything they could see in sight when the world towers were hit. That's exactly what we'll be doing, what will be going on right now. But these people, the Lebanese and their neighbors and everybody, have to sit quiet while this is being done by the Israelis. And nobody says a word. And the framing of it from the institutions that we have, the framing of it is given in a positive light. This goes to show you that these people have no respect for us. These people, when I say us, I'm talking about those people who are the non-whites. I'm talking about people of other religions, other creeds, other philosophies. Yes, I'm talking about people like me. So I'm a Black American. I always tell people, especially Black people, you know, we know that we are not cared for. We know our country doesn't care for us. We know this, right? We had a basketball coach crying during this last phase of Black Lives Matter when the police were cracking heads, and they're still cracking heads, nothing changed. When the police were cracking heads 4 or 5 years ago, coming out saying that it was a famous reel, right? It was one of those videos that went viral, as they say. He said, look, you know, we love America. Black folks love America, but America doesn't love us back. And I find that to be very true. And I said to myself, wow, Black people really do. At least we try to, right? And this country doesn't love us back. And that's why I personally take the position that I don't love America. Right? I just say it. Right? I know that's not popular, and you're not supposed to say that. Like, oh, you know, for what? I'm supposed to fake love to a country that don't love me back? and shows my people day after day after day through expressions like what they just did to the Lebanese and what they're doing to the people in Gaza and West Bank. They're showing you right there. Those are people too who are non-whites. Those are people right there who are not Christian people. Those are people right there who don't agree with some of these Western philosophies. So if you're not down with their camp, if you're not inside of their bag, they're showing you that we'll kill you. And furthermore, when you're down with them, right? You're all the way down with black Americans, right? Black Americans love, boy, when I tell you we love white people, ooh. But white folks, if any white folks come across this video, any of y'all come across this video, and you ever think that black people have any type of hatred in their hearts for white people, or we have any kind of malice or anything going on with us, if we want to get you back for what you did in the past to us, you can forget about that. If black folks ain't gonna do nothing, y'all. You are safe. You are safe around black people, white folks. Y'all safe, right? So long as you stay around black folks that are working class and just holding their head down and trying to support their families and support their little houses, little apartments, and pay for their little cars, and you around black folks just got regular sense, just regular folks, you have nothing to fear. Black folks will take care of you better than your own tribe will. You haven't anything to fear. Now, if you're around some black folks, man, who are poor, they raggedy out their mouth, they're really, really, really struggling in some of these inner cities. And of course, anybody that go around those black folks in trouble, the black folks who are around them black folks, we get in trouble, right? That's why we leave them and come out of them neighborhoods and come out here where I am now, right? Because we understand the danger down in there. So, but if you're just talking about the average black man, this average Christian walk around here, etc., they ain't about to do nothing to y'all. You're safe. In fact, they love you, probably more than your own tribe does. Right? If you open your eyes and open your heart and see that, you'll see that we're some of the most loving people on the planet Earth, despite the fact that we know if the tables were turned, that our white brothers and sisters, they'd be going for our heads. Right? Because we know that European peoples have shown that they're vindictive, that they're mean, they can be extremely evil. They don't forget easily. They're brash, harsh, cold, very calculating, and very vengeful. We know that about you. We know that's how you rock and roll. Now, coming back to us as black Americans, we have every right to be that way, but we're not. For whatever reasons, we're not. We can say for the good, we know the good way that we are, the good nature, how it is that we are by nature. We just happen to be people who didn't come up that way for whatever reasons. And then on the negative part of it is we know the conditioning that came from slavery. We know how it is that we've been mentally and spiritually whipped down by people who are from European descent, the people who held us captive here, and how it is that they shaped and molded our minds, right? We understand both sides of that we are good-natured people on the one hand, and on the other hand, we've been beaten down into a type of submission where, we're like hands off with the white man, right? So I said all that to say that this is the shape of the world. This is how they do us who love them. If you're a black American, you love this country, but they show you that they don't love you back. So people like me, one of the more modern Negroes, I guess I'm a rebellious Negro, one of those I would have been a maroon in the old days, or some type of rebel rising up on these folks. I'm not that way. I don't fake love for this country. I'm talking about the United States of America, if this video's ever seen outside of this country. I don't fake love for it. I'm not going to sit here and tell somebody who don't like me that I love them. What type of a damn fool would I be? And I'm not in that class of fools. So no. You don't have to worry about me. If you don't love me, you can rest assured I don't love you back. You can put your last dime on that. If you show me love, I show you love. You show me respect, I show you respect. But if you don't show me love and you don't show me respect, you're not getting any love or respect from me. There's no way in the world I would reduce myself to that type of submission, to that type of misbehavior. And I believe this should be the position of the moral man. This should be the position of the God-fearing. The God-fearing has no right uh, bowing down and buck dancing around these devils. There's no way in the world the God-fearing should do this. What does God mean? Or what is it that it is to believe in something greater than ourselves? Something that we believe is perfect and made the perfect. To then turn around and say that we should submit ourselves to something that's more imperfect or something that's ugly. If we believe in the beauty of the divine, how is it that we can turn around and then say that we'll submit ourselves to the ugliness of the immoral? Makes no sense to me. It doesn't add up in my head at all, right? And my heart has no inclination toward any type of foolish belief like that. That's not real to me. That's a fantasy, or that's fairyland business. So the moral man is to stand up against these things. And the moral man is to be clear and concise about our attitude toward the immoral, toward the devils. This is the moral man's position. This is how we need to shape ourselves. And we don't have to be ashamed of that. You don't have to be afraid. We don't need to be ashamed nor afraid to say what it is I'm saying right now. No, we don't have love for a country that treat us like slaves and treat us disrespectfully. Have love for a country that shows you they don't care anything about you. You 100 and something years out of American chattel slavery, and right now people have come in all from South America, all from Central America. People have come in from all Europe and all Africa and everywhere. And still the Black American is at the bottom of the social and economic ladder. We have definitely been casted. We're just like the Dravidian Negroes in India. We're Dravidians right here in our own country. Casted, the low class, right? The low caste. Nobody want anything to do with you. Somebody can come to this country and have a browner to white skin, and in one generation time, they'll be calling us the N-word right to our faces with the white folks, right? Becoming white in the same institution we call America, while we'll still be trapped as the bottom caste, the mudsills of the society. This is our reality. We need to talk about that. And don't nobody have to sit up here and act like we love this country behind being treated like that. What kind of damn fool would we be? And I'm not made like that. I'm not that damn fool. So no, we don't have love for this country. No, we don't have love for anybody disrespecting us and showing us their backside. So that goes for VP Harris and the Democrats, and that goes for former President Trump and the Republicans. They have no answers for us. So we as God-fearing people need to make sure that we make the issue of what's going on with the Palestinian one of the premier issues. I spoke about it in the last video. We need to make sure that we stand up and make that issue one of the top priorities of what's going on in the world, because that issue is tied to everything else that our ancestors would have done. Reparations for Black Americans is tied into what's going on right now with the Palestinian. It's tied right on in, because Raytheon and all of these destructive military companies that have these contracts from our government, AIPAC, and all these other oligarchs, they're all tied together. And they have their different factions as well. We're not idiots here. We know that there are different factions amongst them fighting each other as well. But at the end of the day, their philosophies are more tied together than our philosophies. They're trying to make money. They don't give a damn about humanity. They're the devils up top that will let you know that they will see their mother swing from a tree, then give up their money. Mao talked about that when he was in China, communist China, back in the 1950s, and he was right. That's how these people are. So we people on the other side, the other folks in the world who are just trying to survive, those people who have different philosophy about life. We have different philosophies about material. We have different philosophies about God. We have different philosophies about what a human being is. We have a different philosophy about what men and women are. We have a different philosophy about how it is that men and women should conduct themselves. We have a different philosophy about how you should raise your children. We have a different philosophy about everything, how it is that you treat plant life and animal life. Those of us who are the moral people, then we need to take the moral positions. And that's to tell VP Harris in the Democratic Party and Trump in the Republican Party to go straight to hell. That's what we need to tell them. We need to take that position. Don't waver or be afraid of what it is that the Democrats are trying to tell us about Trump. Trump is no worse than Harris and Biden. In fact, he might even be better on this issue. Might be better. Who knows? Because one thing about Trump, he's a wild card. You don't know if he's going here or there, and he lies. He's a liar. So you don't know what he might be lying to AIPAC and those Jewish folks just to take their money so they can get him in to be president. The minute he become president, he tell them folks to go to hell and stop that thing and don't send no more bombs of money to what's going on over there in Israel. He's that kind of guy. He really is that kind of guy. Well, we know exactly what Harris is going to do. She's going to do exactly what Biden has done. They're going to continue taking money from Raytheon and AIPAC, and they're going to bow down to their masters, their paymasters, and continue to do what they do. They're nothing but sycophants. They're outright low-down, dusty, dirty sycophants. That's what they are. And they're going to continue to do what they've been doing. Nothing different. So I wanted to remind today that if you're not Black American, that you should study how it is that Black Americans have traditionally and historically fought against Western hegemony, how it is that we've stood up against oppression and oppressors, how it is that we went into action, how it is we went into battle to stave off the occupation, stave off the influence of the oppressors through history, because we have done an excellent job. And this battle is ongoing for every generation. This is now our generation. It's my generation. So we have to do the things that we have to do, like starting YouTube channels, like hitting the pulpits, like hitting the streets, like organizing around third party or people parties, right? So that we could stop falling into the grasp of these people who are the immoral oppressors, the oppressor class, to push back against them. So if you're not Black American and you hear me, don't get put off by my words because you happen to be outside of my tribe. Be turned on by my words and understand me, know what my head is and know what my heart is. And if you're Black American, then we need to remind ourselves that just because a chocolate face or chocolate faces are popping up in high places, we already know, looking at these cities where we've had Black mayors, looking at these states where we've had Black governors, and now we've had a Black president over this country, we have to realize that these people, they don't mean anything. Blackness means nothing in that way. They use or weaponize Blackness against us. So we are talking about philosophy here. We're talking about morality and immorality. We're talking about what is good and supporting that, and recognizing what is evil and not supporting that, and supporting anybody who can't come outright and say that we're going to stop this damn genocide that's going on in Gaza, the West Bank, and stop these Israelis from what it is they're doing in Israel and in Lebanon. If we can't get politicians to say that they're absolutely against that and they'll shut it down on day one, then don't give that person your vote. Don't give that person your money. Don't give that person any support. And for those of us who are Muslim, I'll close it out with this. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wa alihi was reported to have said, that is our holy messenger of Allah, on him be peace, and his family, was reported to have said this, that when it comes to the oppressor, that we don't support the oppressor, not even by giving him paper and pen to write on. We don't support the oppressor when he gets ready to get on his mount. The Prophet Muhammad said, don't even help him get on his mount. In other words, in modern language, if he get ready to go to his car, don't even open the car door for him to get inside his car and shut the car door. Don't even do that for him, right? Don't support his militaries. Don't support anything these people do at all. You leave these people to their own devices because you don't want your hand in the evil that they do. And you have to stand up on Yom Kippur, on the Day of Judgment, and have to answer for how it is that you supported the oppressors oppressing the rest of humanity. Remember this, that we're told in our holy book, that is the Holy Quran, that if you kill one person It is as if you kill the whole of humanity if you do that unjustly. That's the unjust murder of people. VP Harris, her hands are part of the unjust murders of what's going on with the people of Palestine. On the day of judgment, her black behind gonna have to stand up before her creator, and she gonna have to deal with that. And so is Biden with his old wicked behind. And Trump and all the rest of them who put their hands in these oppressions of other peoples, allowing for others to steal land, submitting themselves to the oligarchs, bowing down to the oppressors. They have to answer for this. So for the moral man, we say keep your head up, be vigilant, stay God conscious, and watch yourselves and understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always watching, along with his malaika and the rest of the universe. And everything that we do, we think, every part of our speech, all of our actions will be held in account. You will be made accountable for that. So for the moral man, that's my message. I hope it resonates to your minds and your hearts in the way that I intended. And we pray all is well with you. If you like the message, please push the like button. And if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. Y'all take care. Peace.